Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today is the fourth day of the sixth convention of the International Women's Coffee Alliance. I hope all of you have been enjoying the conference so far. And I know we have been bringing many different programs, and I hope all of it has been very useful to you. And I'm Sharada Krishnan. I'm the Executive Director of IWCA. Yesterday, Kim Elena Ionescu, in her talk on sustainability, posed this question: what does sustainability mean to you? You know, when I think about sustainability and the three pillars of sustainability, in my own career and my personal life, I have been involved in all three of them, being a scientist and a conservation biologist. I am very deeply concerned about the environmental aspects of sustainability. And also I am a farmer and have with coffee farms in Jamaica. And so the social and as well as the economic sectors of sustainability are very important. But one thing that really resonates with me pertaining to the coffee sector is that no one should be left behind. Historically, women have been left behind when it comes to access to microcredits, land access, inputs, and training. And so to tackle these inequities, we need to have a collective voice, effective training, enhanced accessibility, and influencing policies. And this is exactly why IWCA exists. IWCA's mission is to empower women in the international coffee community to engage in meaningful and sustainable, to achieve meaningful and sustainable lives, and to encourage and recognize the participation of women in all aspects of the coffee industry. And the way IWCA achieves this is through chapters in individual countries. If there are participants here today who did not have a chapter in your country, I recommend that you view the presentation yesterday by Nuria Rule of the International Trade Center. And she provided details of IWCA's chapter guide, which identifies steps in forming a country chapter. Today, following all chapter videos, you will hear from Darrin Daniel about the Cup of Excellence and its auction platform as a marketing tool for producers and roasters. And this will be followed by a presentation by Helga Andrade about a new approach to cooperative structure. And before we begin, I want to give you some housekeeping items for all of you as attendees. These presentations will be recorded for access by attendees after the event. And after each presentation, there will be a Q&A session. I encourage all of you to participate in the discussion. You are in listen and view only mode, so you can't activate your webcam or microphone. Your name will not be shared with other attendees on this webinar. You can ask questions using the Q&A function. You will be answered by the panelists in the Q&A session after their presentation or by a message from the IWCA team here, who are helping behind the scenes. We will do our best to answer all the questions with a goal of sharing knowledge and having a productive conversation. The chat function will be on, so you can chat with other attendees, but please note that if you type into the chat window, your name will be shared with other attendees. I would like to thank UN Women's Win-Win program for supporting translation services. This convention is translated to Spanish, English, and Portuguese. This convention is made possible through the generosity, support, and hard work of many individuals, organizations, and companies. A big thank you to all our sustaining partners, friends, supporters, board members, and staff for their investment in IWCA. Today's an exciting day. Following Darrin Daniel's presentation, we will be announcing an important partnership which will provide opportunities for producers through training and market access and better connection with roasters and consumers. I hope all of you will stick around for this, for this important announcement, and enjoy the program today. And I hope, thank you all for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. This is great introduction today. So we will follow up our program with the chapters update as we regularly do. But first, I would like to share my screen and talk about a little bit about those groups and chapters that are in their way to become an IWCA chapter. So this is, as you know, we already have 27 chapters around the world, and all of them got to go through the IWCA chapter formation protocol. That is, at the same time, is supported by the chapter manual presented yesterday by Nuria and just mentioned by Sarada today. So if any of you have any question about this, please get in touch with us. We will clarify a little bit further on what the chapter formation protocol is. So that the first intention is to have everyone in the same level, accomplishing the same requirements, legal requirements, of course, and social requirements, because we need to be sure that the group in that country are really interested in joining IWCA, and they all will follow the same rules, the same protocol. There is no time limit. All we ask is a lot of communication and a lot of interaction, so that we from IWCA Global and me as a chapter relations manager can support in the best way possible. I am very lucky that I have Jimena La Infiesta with me, who is helping me with all the details. It's a lot of work, but really, really worth it. So this is the structure of IWCA, how it looks from inside. It's the IWCA Global Board, supporting the executive director, working with the chapter relations manager, the communications manager, who is Maria Gil, who is behind scenes doing all this, and the chapter's assistant that I just mentioned, that is Jimena. We have also a volunteer team, people who approach to us and support us in the many, many areas where we need that help. So right now we are positioned in all these regions, the Americas, Africa, Middle East, Asia, Oceania, and Europe, with all these chapters that already follow the chapter formation protocol and chapter formation requirements. And of course, they are all based with all these three documents: the code of conduct, the protocol that I just mentioned that is signed by the memorandum of understanding, and the chapter requirements that is a little bit of a control on how we are doing. But none of this can happen without the support of the facilitators on each country. We have ambassadors, we have supporters, and we have allies. And all of this is our big family that supports all the chapters with their differences. As you can imagine, we have groups with different languages, different cultures, backgrounds. We have different interests and different visions. But we need to work all together to really accomplish what we have. But talking about the chapter's information, we have 6 groups that already signed a letter of intent, and we have other group interests who already knock on the door and said that they are interested in joining us. We have 27 contacts, but we are in a more close relationship with certain groups that I'm going to follow a quick review on that. This is the meeting that we have a couple of years ago in China. I thought we were going to be only 4 people sitting in a table, and we ended up having this beautiful group, men and women, really working together and explaining why they wanted to join the IWCA. Due to circumstances during the last year, we put that on hold, but we will continue in the near future. This is our group in Venezuela. We are very close with them, and also, as you can imagine, they are struggling with local challenges, but they already signed the letter of intent, and we are supporting them to finally got to sign the MOU. Colombia is the same case. We have a nice leader over there who gather many coffee growers and many coffee ladies and men in Colombia, and all the beautiful coffee regions in Colombia, also working to finalize the chapter formation protocol. Panama, I am very lucky to participate into their chat, in the WhatsApp chat, and they are very active, and they already signed the letter of intent, and they have a lot of activities. So I know they will accomplish the checklist of the protocol very, very soon to sign the MOU. Italy, you saw the video. This is a very interesting group willing to join IWCA from many, many regions in Italy. We are very excited to have this opportunity to be present in the European region. Kenya. This was our breakfast in the last AFCAM convention in Mombasa, and we got to have a very interesting conversations with the Kenyan group. They already signed a letter of intent. The group is very, very active as well, and we will be working with them very soon. Argentina. We just the year of the pandemic brought something very interesting in Argentina. We had conversations with them a while ago, and we were a little bit silent, but the pandemic year was very special because they got very active. Their leader, Analia Alvarez, got to put together a group of ladies, and she wrote a book with coffee stories. She has a lot of experience, and with this book, she's encouraging more people to join the coffee sector in her own country. So in her own words, she is putting all the why should they gather and participate in an organization just as IWCA. One of the chapters of this book mentions the importance of the gathering of women and supporting each other, and we are very grateful of this effort. The sales of this book, for example, will support the formation of their chapter. So we are encouraging them and we are supporting them in all the ways possible. This is some of the ladies in Ecuador. Also, I do participate in the chat group through WhatsApp. They're amazing and very active, and soon they will be sending the letter of intent and follow up with the chapter formation protocol. This is a very interesting case. I've been in contact with the ladies from Iran. The consumption of coffee has increased in the last years in Iran, and they are gathering and they are being organized, and they want to join IWCA. So I've been talking to them. I just wish I could speak Farsi. I don't, but I know that we will succeed and have the chapter over there. And there are more. We have contacts in Papua New Guinea. There is a women organization that was formed thanks to IWCA a long while ago, thanks to the help of the ITC. And we haven't got the chance to sign the MOU yet, but it will come. United Kingdom as well. We have very good conversations with France. And just last week, I had a very interesting meeting with some friends in South Korea who would like to join IWCA as well. So, and there are more. I can mention a whole list of countries that are willing to join IWCA. And for me, it's overwhelming because all these organizations having the background of an international organization is key for our success. So, with that said, and no further ado, I would like to present the next chapters update. Today we will have Yemen, Honduras, Vietnam, Mexico, and Tanzania. So enjoy. Thank you.
I am Samir Muhammad. I'm a president of IWCA Yemen. 2020 was a difficult year here in Yemen and all the world because of the COVID-19. And here it was difficult too because the situation we are live here because of the war and blocked. Everything are expensive. The living here in Yemen is very expensive. But praise be to God, we were able to continue and communicating with our members in IWCA Yemen communicate with all the members in this field, in coffee field. Training them, they could start and develop their work in the coffee value chain depend on what they learned during the training, as well as a number of visits to the coffee field to give advice and guidance to female farmers to develop and improve the quality of their product. Our chapter was created in a light, difficult condition that our country is going through. Our chapter also was able to implement a number of projects with simple and self-efforts.
Hi, my name is Orieta Pinto. I am the president of the board of directors of the International Women in Coffee Honduras chapter, also known as AMUCAFE. If I have to explain what 2020 was in one word, I could say it was challenging. It was challenging not only because we had to face all the problems all the rest of the countries are facing with COVID, which are limitations to market, limitations to our farms, not being able to harvest our coffees on time, being limited to some transportation due to restrictions in mobility, or having our family members get sick and some of them dying. So it was hard times, but I'm sure most of you had the same situations. We were also challenged with two big hurricanes that hit our country, Eta and Iota. And these two hurricanes affected our infrastructure. Not only did roads were destroyed, but also locations of farms, of some preparation areas were either damaged or destroyed. We were unable to ship out from our international airport for a few months, and all of this affected our market. Some of us lost material things, some of us lost our homes. But aside from those situations, I can also say 2020 was also empathy. That's another word that I would be able to describe this last year. We had empathy from our neighbors that were not hit as hard, or that had some things to share with their friends. The people that probably lost either their homes or their material things were aided by neighbors, by friends, by family. It was also cooperation from international friends, from the market, from nonprofit organizations. All of these were helping people in need. I can say we were also innovative. We have to rethink our processes, rethink our ways to access the market and sell our product. And last of all, it was inspiring. We were inspired by very strong and brave women that lost maybe some family friends, or some situations were harder. So these women are inspiring to all of us. I want to thank you for letting us show to the rest of the world what IWCA Honduras chapter had to go through, and we have become more stronger after all this situation. Thank you.
My name is Ngọc Anh Dao. I'm the president of IWCA Vietnam chapter. When COVID struck and Vietnam went to lockdown for the first time in April 2020, The meaning of IWCA Vietnam was validated as an organization which is essential. IWCA Vietnam is not just created because of women's hobbies to do something nice, but because we see the work of connect, empower, advance as our duties. I've been feeling very challenged to keep the organization united with the women in the coffee growing region because our staff cannot visit them. Vietnam has gone through many lockdowns, so personal visits are very limited. Many women in remote areas cannot be reached because they do not live in areas equipped with good internet connection. IWCA Vietnam organized 2 big gatherings and several small gatherings. The first gathering is to give the female coffee farmers the ideas of how one evaluates coffee quality. Most of them do not drink coffee, not even their own, because where they live is mostly rural and drinking coffee is not common. The second gatherings is organized with e-com sustainability management services, where women received training to become part of certain certification programs. Through these certification programs, they received premium. In the small gatherings, women receive gifts for them and for their children. We want to raise awareness about coffee drinks and coffee quality. We want our women to not just sell coffee, we want our women to enjoy and live coffee.
2020 fue un año de retos y de cambios de paradigmas a nivel mundial, pero especialmente para las mujeres. En nuestro capítulo decidimos apostar por la colectividad y la unidad, sumando esfuerzos para que la conversación se centrara en los aprendizajes individuales y colectivos y en la coincidencia de valores y propósitos.
Soy Roselena Cantú, presidenta del capítulo México de la Alianza de Mujeres en Café.
Desde el cafetal hasta el servicio, nuestro capítulo nos da voz y visibiliza nuestro trabajo y nuestra aportación.
Hola, mi nombre es Iraíz, mi compañera Lucy y mi compañera Gisela somos de la cooperativa El Café.
Durante esta pandemia lo que nos ha mantenido unidos es el compañerismo, los lazos familiares que con ayuda de toda la familia pues hemos salido adelante, no hemos abandonado todas nuestras prácticas y pues toda la labor que tenemos desde hace tiempo, ¿no? El estar siempre unidos y como compañeros.
Y nuestra cooperativa se distingue porque es una cooperativa campesina que se produce café mediante principios agroecológicos y que promovemos la igualdad de género a través del feminismo.
La pandemia nos enseñó la necesidad de centrarnos en el desarrollo de habilidades personales para lograr objetivos comunes y de mayor escala. Como cada año, llevamos a cabo nuestro tercer foro de mujeres en café en el marco de la Cumbre Latinoamericana del Café, con la participación de nuestras hermanas de la IWCA Global, aprovechando también las ventajas de la virtualidad para compartir experiencias y perspectivas. Nos enorgullece decir que este foro tuvo una afluencia superior a la esperada. El capítulo México reconoce un café feminista, más que femenino, que visualiza nuestra aportación en la construcción de familias y comunidades íntegras, sanas y sostenibles. Trabajamos para que nuestros saberes sean reconocidos, en honor a nuestras madres y a nuestros padres, y para que el legado para nuestros hijos sea un mundo más justo e inclusivo. Trabajamos para que nunca más exista una cafeticultura sin mujeres.
Hello, my name is Yepi Komba. I'm the coordinator at Tawoka, Tanzania Women Coffee Association, located in Tanzania. Where I am now, I'm in southern part where Arabica coffee is cultivated.
Our objective was not met in last year due to COVID-19, but what was succeeded as a team, we created a WhatsApp group in which some of members were connected and few of them were not due to smartphone issues. But all in all, we managed to have few meetings out of our normal routine, and what we are doing right now is emphasizing youth to join in our training program to face the quality issues, which is a major challenge in Tanzania coffee sector.
In Tanzania, we are cultivating Arabica coffee, as this is showing, and the Robusta, which is located in the northern part. Going on at the moment in our association, we are in training concerning quality, where farmers are joined in a certain location. So we discuss together concerning coffee quality from the farm level up to the washing station, where ready cherry, like this one, is processed to become parchment. So at the washing station, this cherry, it undergo maybe 2 weeks in the process until it's dried, and then it's sent to the factory, where further processing is just taking there to get a clean coffee. So the other concern which we are working on now is just the seedling. The women managed to produce seedling around 400,000, which will be distributed to some members, and the other ones will be distributed, will be sold to nearby farmers. And the other one, we are in the plan of establishing our new farm as association. In terms of the unique of our group, is just the theme of empowerment and encouragement women to invest much in coffee activities. So as at the end of the day, it will help the community around in terms of building school, supporting finance in a hospital, even water facilities. So thank you so much. I hope through this association, international and global, will work together and meet a mutual benefit to both community and national in general. Thank you. Bye.
Welcome, coffee lovers everywhere, to the IWCA Virtual Coffee Conference. My name is Susie Spindler. I am co-founder and founder of the Cup of Excellence program and the Alliance for Coffee Excellence, and was its longtime executive director. I am now an advisor to the program and to the board. I am also on the global board of the International Women's Coffee Alliance, and am so thrilled to have been invited to be on this board. I am happy to be involved. It's a critically important organization, and I hope that you too can get involved. Today's topic is something that's very close to my heart, and that is about auctions. Their effect, how long they've been in place, what happens with them, and how you too can take advantage of this program, whether it be to build transparency, to promote your farm or your business, to find the greatest quality, or to build infrastructure in a country. Today's presenter is also very dear to my heart. Darrin Daniel took over for me and is now Executive Director of the Alliance for Coffee Excellence. He is moving Cup of Excellence and ACE into a whole new realm of programs, and I am so happy that he is and so proud of them. He has years of coffee experience, having started in the 1980s as a barista and then a roasting assistant, worked with Ely Cafe. He's been the global coffee sourcing person for Stumptown Coffee Roasters in Portland and green coffee sourcing for Allegro and Whole Foods Market. He also is famous for the amount that he's traveled and the number of relationships that he has built. He builds relationships with farmers, with mills, with professionals, with researchers, with organizations. He was on the SCA Sustainability Board, and he's now on as an advisor to Roast Magazine. He just does this. This is who he is. He builds relationships, but he's also got a wealth of knowledge. And I think you will agree with me that this presentation is going to be very informative and very interesting for you. But stay tuned, because at the very end, there is a very exciting and a huge announcement that he's going to make along with the IWCA. So please have a great presentation, have a great day, and hopefully have a great year in coffee.
Great. Well, thank you, Susie. That was very touching, and I want to also thank IWCA for the invitation today. It's really an honor to be able to present a little bit about Cup of Excellence and the Alliance for Coffee Excellence. And I'm going to just share my screen here for a second, and we can start the presentation. And there we go. Great, excellent. Well, thank you all for being a part of this incredible online event. And I would like to share a little bit of information about the Cup of Excellence program and essentially what our mission is. Some of the topics that we'll go over today are ACE and COE, and a little bit of background and impact information, the auction itself, and then also flexing the COE auction as a marketing tool. And then, as Susie had mentioned, we have a great and exciting announcement at the end of the conclusion of this talk. So, great. So we are a nonprofit organization. We actually, this past year in 2020, we've split the Alliance for Coffee Excellence, which is a 501c6, which is a trade association, and then the Cup of Excellence, which is now a 501c3. And this effort was to essentially look at the idea that there could be infrastructural and institutional funding for the Cup of Excellence program to help our partners, our in-country partners, with other organizations that would want to help support us and expand the program of what we do. We are a mission-driven organization that is trying to discover and reward exceptional quality coffee farmers. We began in 1999, so we're in our 21st year. The vision is to live in a world that embraces excellence in sustainable economies around the world in coffee producing countries. So a little history. This is a little chart showing our beginning in Brazil in 1999. Really, essentially, we started with the ITC in 1997 with the Gourmet Project that Susie Spindler and George Howell, the founders of Cup of Excellence, began. And as you can see, over the years, we've added many countries. In the past year, 2020 was an exciting year for us as we added Ethiopia into our program. In 2021, not seen in this chart, but essentially we're adding 2 new countries, Ecuador and Indonesia, in 2021. This is an exciting time for us. We would have launched both of those countries, Indonesia and Ecuador, last year, but due to COVID, we had to suspend into 2021. And a little footnote, we really, in 2020, we had our best year in the history of all of our auctions, something incredibly surprising to us as we went through the pandemic. And it's obviously been a catalyst for 2021 in hopes that we can even build a better auction year than 2020. But it is kind of an amazing testament to us backing coffee farmers and the industry and roasters around the world supporting coffee producers. So this is a chart that we often share, or not chart, but a little information that we often share when we think about the beginning of our program in 1999 and where the coffee market was and the C market. This is a kind of a way of really understanding what's happened or not happened over the last 21 years in the commodities market for coffee. And when we go forward into looking at 2020, a lot of things have changed. We've gone from the BlackBerry to phones that move and are malleable, as you can see there. And yet what we do see is very little change in the coffee commodities market. As of today, the market's at $1.51. So there has been a slight uptick, but essentially when we look at it, not a lot of change has happened. And this is not a good situation for coffee producers. And this is really what prompted the Cup of Excellence program to start, was what was going on in 1999 with pricing and the fact that coffees were, there was not a lot of identity in coffee. Many coffees, especially out of Brazil at the time, were blended, and across the coffee supply chain were blended. And there wasn't that level of identity and discovering individual excellence in coffee with producers. So over the time, what we've seen is basically a 4% increase over that 21-year period, and that is not beneficial for coffee producers. And this shows the importance of the competition as well as the auction as a mechanism and a catalyst, again, for marketing transparency and promoting inclusivity for coffee producers and for coffee roasters. So this is a very important point to make. So a little bit about the competition. The competition is a process for quality discovery, as I said earlier. It promotes inclusivity. The competition is free and open to all farmers in the countries where we work. We're very proud of our protocols, very strict protocols in lot preparation, not blended, as I said, and then blind cupped, and also audited, third-party auditors and warehouse security to make sure that we have a really good supply chain from beginning to end. Also transparency from the farmer to the buyer in the entire process. And then obviously the fourth part of this is the diversity of the jury and the data that the jury provides at the national jury level, but also at the international jury level. And that's a very important part of that collective understanding of what truly are the best coffees that are coming out of the program. So the auction process is critical for rewarding quality. It then recognizes these incredible superstar farmers that make connections and tell their stories. And that's a very critical part of the auction as a marketing tool, a very sharp tool to be used. Strict protocols, again, for lot preparation, as I mentioned earlier, and the transparency from farmer to buyer is really a vital part of this, then going down to the consumer level and being able to share that information directly with consumers. The other impact that isn't really directly tied to the auction, but with our in-country partners, we are also doing a lot of career development and training that many of the teams have, from the national jury to the sensory team that helps put the cuppings together, the national coordinators and their teams themselves, and then again the roast team. Over the course of our from our beginning, we've trained and had over 4,800 individuals at the national and international level of cuppers in those 21 years that have volunteered their time and their expertise, and that has had a very big ripple effect within the countries where we work. So why are the countries so interested in what we're doing? And one certainly is the reputation and how we are a bridge and connect the global markets. Very, very critical and important. And I also think a very important part of this is transparency, the transparency and the traceability of the coffees, the producers, the stories that they have, the program directors that we work with. All of that is really open and available from the members that we have all the way back to the producers. And the third part of this is the continuous improvement in quality and awareness. And over the years, we have increased the cutoff, the score, which I believe we've gone from an 84 to an 85 and 86, and now an 87. So that shows us that there's been on a worldwide level a continuous level of improvement from producers as we kept raising the cutoff. The coffees are improving, farmers are getting better at what they're doing when they're making these lots, and we've all been learning a lot from this process through this continuous improvement. So I just wanted to bring this slide up, which is from the 2021 AMACAFE, our partners in Mexico. And I thought it would be easier to just let them tell why they think it's important, why they think what the impact is. And so essentially, prestige, and which contributes to the recognition of Mexico's specialty coffee. The best cuppers coffee is blindly tasted by the best national and international tasters. The identification of flavors and profiles that enhance each specialty coffee producing region. The upgrade provides update on international market trends. There's kind of a cross-pollination as we have our juries together. The commercialization, whether it's just the COE auction lots, but also what producers are able to do outside of the auction is a larger impact. If it can build premiums because they have been a COE winner, that's very, very important part of our program. And then price, the increase of the sale price of specialty coffee with respect to the international market price. And that's something I'll touch upon here in just a little bit. And then the recognition, the reward, and it helps to monetize quality and also it encourages roasters to invest in small, medium, and even large producers as well. So I think this is really an important part to see from the perspective of our country partners. So we like to say that we're all about the coffee farmers. And as of today, we've had over 4,300 lots sold at our auction. The auction proceeds have been over 68 million as of June 17th. Sorry, that's a little typo there. And we've had an increase from the very beginning of 115% on coffee prices over the years. And then just a little note about our program in 2020 with Ethiopia, which was an auction record for us. We raised over $1.5 million in our national winners auction, which is a separate auction from our Cup of Excellence auction for coffees that score 85 to 86.99. So collectively, we've raised over 1.5 million with that program. So I wanted to just bring up and just discuss someone that is near and dear to me, and that's Marisabel Caballero. Her and her husband Moises and her father Don Fabio have won numerous Honduras COEs over the years, and here are 4 examples from 2015, 2005, going back that far, and even earlier for her father, who won, I believe, in 2003. But over the years, their family has been rewarded these top prizes, and I think that what I'd like to do is just share a brief video here next that we had with Marisabel about the impact of Cup of Excellence and a little bit about her story with entering her lots in the 2016 year. And this video will start right now.
We participate in the national, and then we decide not to enter because we don't have enough coffee.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then we were a little bit, we didn't know if we can go in or not. But finally, with Moises, we said, no, it's better not to enter this year. But we were at ICAA one day and we met Cherry. In that moment, we talked with Cherry and we said, Cherry, I think we are not going to participate. And she said, why? You have to participate. Why you don't want? No, because we don't think it's time now. And she told us, no, you have to participate. I already tried that coffee. And you don't have to do it for you. Do it for your country. Because the roaster and the people out there have to know that Honduras has different coffees. We participate in the Cup of Excellence is like a window that we don't have to pay nothing. It's only to participate, and we have a lot of opportunity to show to the world and to the roaster that you have great coffee, and you can work in that coffee with excellence.
I just wanted to share those 2 videos with you. This is just a little reminder about what I referenced earlier with the market and where things are at currently, and then kind of putting that up against the the commodities price from the inception of our program to 2020. Not too much has changed up to 2021, but this kind of gives you an indication of where our pricing model has gone over the years for the auction prices themselves. And we've had some incredible years going back to 2015 with increases there. So just wanted to share that really quick as a reminder to everybody about the differences. And to expand upon that, this is kind of a way of looking at other segments within specialty coffee, whether it's coffees from Panama or Yemen as extra specialty prices, and where they kind of land against the COE also as a tool of sharing as a roaster, also for producers to kind of understand where the pricing matrix kind of is, whether it's coffees from East Africa, micro lots from other countries, or UGQ quality, good quality coffees, and then the commodified prices that we see. This is just basically going back about 5 years, showing some of the increases in our top prices, with Costa Rica being the highest price at $300 a pound. And then many of the coffees from Ethiopia last year were very, very in the higher $16 to $20 average weighted prices. So this just to give you a little information on where our pricing is. And the one thing to really think about too, especially with this past year, was the in-person juries had to stop in 2020. And so we did our pivot by actually globalizing what we call the global coffee centers, where the juries were around the world and able to socially distance and cup. And this was critical for us to get through 2020. And this year as well, we're doing the same thing. This year, we actually have 15 global coffee centers around the world. Last year, we had 9. This helps for many of the jurists that would have been in person, are jurists that are in their own labs around the world, and whether it's in Japan or Norway or Europe, many in Europe and Germany and the US. And this has also been an interesting discovery as a marketing tool for the consumers that are connected to these importers and roasters around the world. And what we found generally through social media is we were able to directly connect the jury process with their consumer base. And this was a great way of leveraging the Cup of Excellence through the competition itself, but it also led to kind of the road or the speed to market to the actual auction itself. And so many consumers were able to kind of dive in a little bit deeper than we even expected through this GCC program. And it's been an incredibly important part of our ability to get through the pandemic. So this is a little bit about roasters and how there's some ability for their own impact, and whether it's the differentiation in the coffee itself, or being recognized for selling top quality coffees and being at the very top level as a roaster, and conveying that message to their consumers. And also it conveys that there's a care and a backing of coffee farmers. And it also creates a training and reward opportunities for staff so that they can understand these top quality coffees and why they're committed to being part of the Cup of Excellence and belong to a global coffee community. I think that's something that we really do feel, that the connectivity as a member to the organization ties and does cross-pollinate with other countries and other people committed to high quality coffee around the world. So another video I'd like to share, that's just about a 1-minute video, kind of telling the kind of conveying the message from some of our members around the world. Here we go.
The Alliance for Coffee Excellence is a nonprofit membership organization that brings together the global marketplace in order to create a more transparent and sustainable economic future for high-quality farmers. We auction unique coffees while recognizing and rewarding the farmers. Since 2002, we've been creating and setting worldwide quality selection standards and building bridges between roasters and the farmers thanks to our global family of coffee lovers.
Through ACE, I've been able to cup some of the finest coffees in the world. And I can't think of a single more impactful organization than ACE in terms of facilitating the meeting of like-minded people in specialty coffee.
I am so proud of that. I'm an ACE member.
It's great to be an ACE member.
So this has also led and built really many long-term relationships between producers and roasters and other members, importers, exporters. Everyone in the value chain has been able to build and continues to build long-term relationships. That's a critical part of our program, and it's a strong message. And we encourage those that are not members that are interested, please get involved. And we'd love to have more people involved in being part of our program and our commitment to producers. So benefits include for members, the sample sets, the coffees themselves, the ability to bid in our auctions, discounts in our training and education courses that we do in consuming countries and in producing countries. Also discounts for sponsors that work with us, and being able to serve on a jury, supporting a nonprofit, and being part of that network that I mentioned a little bit earlier. So I want to thank everybody for the opportunity to speak here today, and please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or comments. And I do believe that we wanted to leave some time for questions, and also we do have something really exciting to announce that I mentioned at the beginning, and that's something that I'm going to pass over to Sarada to talk about, and then we'll open it up for Q&A after that. Yeah, thank you so much.
Hi, Darrin, thanks for this great presentation. And I know many of our chapters are probably already aware of the Alliance for Coffee Excellence and the Cup of Excellence program. And we have Susie Spindler now, who is now on the board of IWCA. And it seemed like a very natural connection that IWCA would partner with the Alliance for Coffee Excellence and the Cup of Excellence. And so today we are going to be signing a joint memorandum of understanding between our two organizations to advance our the women's coffee in the global world. So that is what we are going to be doing today. That is a big announcement today of our partnership between these two organizations. So with that, we are going to be signing the MOU. And I have both, we are actually doing two different memorandums of understanding, with one with the Alliance for Coffee Excellence, which provides us to develop training programs to our different chapter members. And then the other one, and auction, providing the auction platform. And then the Cup of Excellence is the 501c3 organization, which manages the competition process. So with this, what we will do is, so the action is going to be recognizing our shared interest in the development of programs beneficial to women and their families in all sectors of the coffee industry. And so together, the Cup of Excellence and the Alliance for Coffee Excellence and IWCA will work together towards mutual goals by engaging in joint activities. And the activities would be to collaborate to promote IWCA chapter members that have produced selected and competition-winning coffees, resulting in increased premiums at auctions and other trading platforms managed by the Alliance for Coffee Excellence, and partner to plan and execute events and other relevant marketing, education, and promotional activities to increase awareness for ACE, IWCA, and its chapter members. Collaborate to increase database of potential buyers, traders, and roasters for the benefit of both organizations. Collaborate on technical education, outreach, project development, and reporting to enhance outside funded joint projects. Identify projects that will benefit both organizations' unique focus and skills that provide mutual benefit for both ACE and IWCA, for planned joint educational programs designed to increase the knowledge and appreciation of women in the coffee sector, either in the producing countries or in the global marketplace, and identify joint projects to be funded by individuals, corporations, foundations, NGOs, international development organizations, or governments, and exchange relevant information beneficial to the mission of advancing both organizations. So with that, Darrin, are you ready to sign the MOU?
Ready, yes.
Okay, good. I have my pen too. And I know this is kind of awkward doing virtually, but once I'll sign my sheet of paper and you can sign yours, and then we'll merge them electronically.
Excellent. All right.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Okay, and the second one here. Okay, there they are. Great.
So excited. Virtual handshake.
Yeah.
Yes. Virtual handshake. And this is so exciting to take both our organizations to the next level.
I agree. And it's something I'm really happy and very fortunate that we're able to work together and find new ways to partner, and excellent news for all of us. Yeah, great.
This is amazing. Thank you so much. Big applause. Thank you, Darrin. Thank you, Sarada, for this. Really great. Darrin, we have a couple of questions in our chat window. Do you want me to help with that?
I see in the Q&A there are 3 questions, so I can answer those if that sounds good.
Yes, please. And there is another one in the chat, but please get it started. Thank you.
Yeah, so I see an attendee has, how can individual farms register for private auctions, as is the case of the Marish Farms or the Kima auction from Yemen? Well, really, that's something where I would just encourage producers to reach out to me. I know I had shared my email and WhatsApp information, or our support account, support@cupofexcellence.org. Please feel free to reach out to us. On our website, there is a little bit of information about the criteria and kind of the requirements for us to be working with individual producers or cooperatives. So please feel free to reach out to us through those channels. Then the second question is coming from Brazil, from Helga Andrade. Having COE auctions as a reference, what actions do you think are feasible to promote gender equity, increase representativeness of women judges in coffee competitions? Is there any example of success in the countries promoting COE? Well, that's a great question, and I think our in-country partners usually and almost always put out an open call for cuppers and sensory professionals to be part of the jury. And I also, it really, from the question, it looks like having the auctions also create that. I think one of the examples that that we found in Mexico is that Ama Cafe has a separate award for women in coffee that are part of the auction or winners in the competition. That promotion, I think, has been very helpful to encourage women producers to be involved and to put their coffees in as well. So I'm kind of answering both questions there. But obviously, we would encourage women to be judges in the coffee competitions and have those open calls out. So I hope I answered that question for you.
And there is a couple in Spanish. Can I help?
Yeah. Yeah, please.
Okay, Anita Rojas, a dear friend from Peru, she's asking if it is possible to have cupping trainings virtually for young women in the rural area.
Yeah, that is a great question, and we are actually doing virtual training. We just did one that was done globally around the world. I think we had over 72 students that attended a 4-day, well, actually it was a 2-week-long training session with one of our head judges, Scott Connery. The idea of doing something very specific in rural communities is very exciting for us to entertain this. And this is exactly what the MOU with IWCA represents, is that opportunity to do just that. And we would be very interested in you know, carrying that conversation on and seeing if there's something we could do directly with the person that asked that question. So very interested in pursuing that, yes.
Yeah, and there is another one in the chat that is also in Spanish and says, how many, the percentage of producers that get access to Cup of Excellence, if you have that number, and how many producers get to go into the auction process?
Well, again, it's open to as many producers as can enter. Now, with Ethiopia, for instance, we had over 1,500 producers or washing stations enter in the competition, which again was a record for us. And some countries, we, you know, depending on the size of the specialty coffee sector, we've had, you know, as little as 160 up to, you know, as I said, with Ethiopia, but we average about 300 to 500 with most of the countries, and that's open to everyone. Now, when we get into the competition process, that we basically take that pre-selection number, whatever that number is, 3, 5, 800, 1,000, and then we take the top 150 coffees that then go to the top 40 coffees, which the international jury receives. And then in the auction, the cutoff is 30 coffees that go to auction. Now, what happens with the national winners auction, those coffees that maybe score, you know, even if the 87 cutoff only allows those 30 coffees, then they can be part of the national winners auction. And that could be an additional 10, 12, 15 different producers. So, you know, this is one of the most important questions that I think we're asked is, why can't we have a bigger and wider ability to have auctions for more than just those top 30? And this is something that we're currently working on, and it's something that Susie Spindler, our founder, who did the opening introduction for me, she and I have been working tirelessly to try to expand our ability to auction and to create probably a different platform that could help and assist a wider array of coffees that are coming through. So we're trying to increase that, and it's definitely part of our mission. So I hope I answered that one. So.
Yes, thank you. And there is another one. It says, will there be cupping training for startup entrepreneurs or whoever interested to take it up?
Yeah, the Alex Pond, our education coordinator, that he's kind of leading the charge in our training, and that's that virtual training that we just recently did, and we are offering another one here in August. So again, on our website on cupofexcellence.org or the Alliance for Coffee Excellence.org, you can get more information about that, and it's open up to anybody that is interested in attending the classes. And we also are partnering with Nuovo Seminelli on their Coffee Knowledge Hub, which is a new website that promotes education and training across the specialty coffee spectrum, and we're involved in that. So you can also go to the hub to register for the classes that are coming up here in August, and hopefully more by the end of the year, and hopefully more in person as well. So, right.
Okay, I don't see more questions. Let me check.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, but I do believe that for my experience with Cup of Excellence and relationship, long time friendship that we have with Susie, you and your wonderful team at ACE, I know that anything that comes from producers, you will be up to create whatever it takes to promote their wonderful coffees. And I am so grateful for that opportunity. So this is wonderful. We are ahead of time a little bit, and yeah, Helga is saying thank you. I'm certainly improving, but I believe we have a long path to walk. I would love to contribute with IWCA and ACE to think over possibilities. Please count on me if needed. Yeah, this is exactly what I said. The doors are open with you guys, and we are so excited about this relationship and this MOU, because I know there is a lot of work ahead of us, and well,
Agreed.
the sky is the limit, right?
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Great.
If there is no more comment about this, and you have all our appreciation, and thank you, Darrin, for your time and your dedication on this, and be open to work with IWCA chapters. Will be great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we are a little bit ahead of time, and our next section, we will be talking about the cooperative experience. And our idea was to bring a little bit of information and the real facts on what it takes to women together. Could be a cooperative, could be an association, could be any kind of group that gets coordinated and get a certain structure to work together, to get united. That's important. We have been hearing about that through the microloans presentation. Microcredits also takes a structure to work together. We've heard that from Nuria yesterday with the manual chapter. It's important to have a structure on how to work together. So we wanted to bring an example on what it takes to get together, and we have a wonderful group from Brazil. IWCA Brazil is the largest IWCA chapter that we have so far, and they have 12 subchapters, and I don't know how they do it. They are incredible, very well organized and everything. And Helga Andrade, our dear friend, also consultant to UN Women, she put together a very nice presentation to explain a little bit about that. Helga, she is a tourismologist, a master in business administration and economist, has international certification as SEA instructor, as a barista, a Q grader. She also works as a consultant, educator, commercial promoter, and project and event manager. She has experience in quality competition and international fairs, teaches courses and coffee tasting and preparation, and mentors women with IWCA Brazil. As mentioned, she works with the Win-Win program of UN Women. We're looking forward for gender equality means good business, a partnership with also the International Labour Organization and the European Union. And Helga, she invited other two experts in Brazil to join us today. We will hear from Juliana Lopez. She was born and raised in Brazil, educated in the UK, Portugal, and Germany. Later, she came back to Brazil, where she owns a coffee farm, building up a coffee family farming to enhance coffee quality among her community. She created a special project to diversify income among women coffee growers, creating a cooperative, which name is Colabore, supporting local business. Juliana was founder and president of this woman organization, is only woman organization. And also we will hear Natercia Bueno Vencionec Rodriguez. She is an administrative manager of the coffee cooperative Cafezuls since 2009. She is graduated in human resources management. She also works as ADH human development agent in the same cooperative. She is creator and coordinator of the group of women farmers of Conilon Coffee, Poder Mulheres. So, Maria, if you can help me with the video. Thank you so much, everyone.
Olá! A primeira motivação para que nós voltássemos os olhos para a realidade do associativismo e cooperativismo aqui no Brasil veio de uma demanda das nossas amigas jamaicanas. A Andrea Johnson, presidente da IWCA na Jamaica, me expôs a necessidade de que as mulheres jamaicanas pudessem atingir conhecimentos para organizarem os seus próprios grupos cooperativos, que é uma demanda muito específica do país para se atingir uma comercialização mais independente. E aí nós começamos a buscar casos de sucesso, experiências que pudessem servir de suporte para essas nossas amigas jamaicanas, e no processo descobrimos que é um conhecimento que é muito carente também entre as brasileiras, e acredito também em vários outros países, né, em várias outras regiões produtoras de café. E aí nós reunimos então 12 especialistas entre lideranças de organizações, pesquisadoras e mentoras de lideranças femininas, que nos ajudaram a chegar a algumas conclusões e a organizar esse documento que a gente lança no final do mês. A primeira questão que é muito importante, que deve ser levada em conta, é que nós precisamos atuar em 2 campos. Primeiro, a fundação de organizações coletivas femininas que partam de grupos de mulheres e que parta espontaneamente dessas mulheres. E segundo, a inserção de lideranças femininas dentro de organizações cooperativas que já existem, mas que não têm uma expressão feminina atuante e significativa. Né? O que a gente tem observado é que existe um grande movimento de incluir departamentos de gênero dentro de cooperativas e associações, principalmente as de grande porte, com o objetivo de incluir mulheres e também de trazer oportunidades relacionadas com esse nicho de mercado que está surgindo, está se fortalecendo, que é dos cafés produzidos por mulheres. Né? Mas muitas vezes essas ações elas não são pró-equidade, pró-igualdade entre homens e mulheres, elas acabam reforçando estereótipos de gênero. Por isso, a gente ressalta então que é preciso que as mulheres dentro dessas cooperativas mistas, que elas tenham ações focadas nelas, mas que essas ações elas tenham como objetivo a capacitação técnica e também capacitação gerencial e comportamental, para que elas possam lidar com o ambiente cooperativista, com ambientes que são predominantemente masculinos, e que elas possam ampliar sua participação, principalmente em esferas de gestão, e que a gente possa permitir a participação não só de mulheres que têm o seu registro formal como produtoras, mas também de esposas, mães, filhas de produtores registrados que muitas vezes estão envolvidas na atividade produtiva, mas não estão formalmente conectadas à terra ou ao capital envolvido na produção. Uma outra questão que é muito importante: a associação ou a cooperativa, quando ela tem essa base feminina, na maioria das vezes ela surge primeiro em formato de grupo informal, que ela vem com o objetivo de buscar a aproximação de mulheres que têm necessidades parecidas, oferecer uma rede de apoio, trocar experiências entre mulheres e reforçar o sentimento de pertencimento a uma comunidade, para só depois, em um segundo momento, haver a necessidade de uma formalização. E aí, a partir do amadurecimento dessas mulheres e do empoderamento delas em diversas esferas que começam dentro da família e da comunidade, elas passam a enxergar oportunidades de mercado e a se colocar em uma posição de aproveitar essas oportunidades com protagonismo. Mas é um protagonismo que começa primeiro desse empoderamento pessoal para depois resultar, né, como um dos efeitos, o empoderamento econômico. E existe um desafio enorme nesse processo, que é o entendimento das burocracias no processo de formalização, processo de passagem de uma organização informal para uma organização formal, né? E essas burocracias, elas causam um efeito muito mais impactante nas mulheres do que nos homens, por diversas razões. Pela questão do acesso à informação, que é menor para elas, por não terem posse dos recursos muitas vezes, e aí a gente pode falar da posse da terra ou da posse do capital, ou até do registro de produtora rural, que muitas vezes está no nome do marido ou do pai, e até mesmo do tratamento desigual que é recebido por essas mulheres, por organizações, por representantes de organizações como governo, bancos, instituições financeiras, que deveriam, na verdade, facilitar o acesso, né? E acabam tornando esse acesso mais difícil. E aí, tentando simplificar um pouco mais o acesso a essas informações e trazer ferramentas para que essas mulheres se organizem e possam fazer essa passagem da informalidade para a formalidade de uma forma menos difícil, nós organizamos esse manual, que é o Como Organizar Associações e Cooperativas com Equidade de Gênero, em que a gente busca trazer um compilado de informações importantes para ajudar grupos a iniciarem, mesmo que informalmente, a sua organização, e trazendo muitas referências interessantes, como inclusive os documentos que serão apresentados aqui nesse evento, que são difundidos pela IWCA Global, e também ajudar grupos que já estão organizados informalmente a fazerem a sua transição para uma associação ou uma cooperativa formal e fazer uso das oportunidades que são geradas a partir dessa formalização. Para trazer um pouco mais próximo da realidade dessas produtoras e mostrar um pouco do que gerou a nossa reflexão e essa solução, nós convidamos duas produtoras que são lideranças dentro de cooperativas aqui no Brasil, uma delas na região das Matas de Minas e a outra na região do sul do Espírito Santo.
Olá, meu nome é Natércia Bueno Vencionec Rodrigues, sou gerente administrativa e agente de desenvolvimento humano da Cooperativa dos Cafeicultores do sul do estado do Espírito Santo, a Cafesul, situada em Muqui, interior do Espírito Santo. A cooperativa Cafesul foi criada em 1998, diante da necessidade de unir pequenos agricultores de café para juntos buscarem novos mercados, agregando valor ao produto e sair das mãos de atravessadores que na época monopolizavam o preço. Trabalhar produtividade, melhorar condições da produção, melhorar qualidade, buscar acessos a novos mercados foram alguns dos objetivos traçados na época da criação. São inúmeras as oportunidades quando um grupo se formaliza como associação ou cooperativa. É uma das melhores formas de ter muito sucesso realmente nessa criação de cooperativa e associação é estar filiado a uma entidade de acordo com seu segmento. Nós, a cooperativa Cafesul, por exemplo, é filiada ao sistema OCB, Sescop, Organização das Cooperativas do Brasil e Sistema de Aprendizagem de Cooperativismo. A OCB Sescop está sempre fomentando, articulando, promovendo meios de crescimento para colaboradores, gestores, cooperados, está sempre buscando oportunidade de trazer algo que a gente possa estar participando para fomentar nosso negócio, viabilizando rodadas de negócios, participação em feiras, projetos sociais, envolvendo a sociedade, não só a cooperativa, mas também um compromisso com a sociedade. Então é muito importante para uma cooperativa ou associação estar filiado a uma entidade de acordo com aquela classe do segmento. Algo também muito importante é buscar certificação. A certificação traz para a cooperativa um compromisso muito grande de constante melhora, constante evolução, porque a partir do momento que a gente traz uma certificação para a cooperativa, a gente fica sujeito, fica obrigado a seguir normas, seguir regras, e regras fantásticas que a gente não acredita que precisa de uma certificação para nos dizer coisas que fazem bem para nós, para a nossa saúde, para o meio ambiente, para a comunidade, enfim, para quem está ali, consumindo os nossos produtos no mundo inteiro. Então, buscar uma certificação é muito importante também nesse processo de evolução de uma cooperativa. Nós, a Cafesul, possuímos a certificação do comércio justo, que traz muita responsabilidade, muito compromisso, sempre para evolução e também questões sociais e ambiental, além da parte de gestão, que é muito importante. Eu penso que para ter sucesso em projetos de gênero é preciso ter pessoas que tenham conhecimentos, habilidades técnicas para trabalhar, coordenando o projeto e dar autonomia para essa pessoa que está coordenando, trabalhando o projeto. E utilizar formas que atraiam aquele público que está querendo, que se está querendo atrair para dentro da cooperativa ou associação para desenvolver um trabalho. Sempre procuro na cooperativa trabalhar de forma que nunca chegue nada já pronto para o grupo, né? Na cooperativa nós temos o grupo Pode Mulheres, um grupo de mulheres que trabalham hoje em dia prioritariamente o café, né, no grupo, mas elas têm também uma diversificação de renda, que é o objetivo que foi criado o grupo, ter diversificação de renda para as mulheres residindo na zona rural, naqueles períodos que não tem a colheita. Então, elas têm os coffee breaks, tiveram acesso a diversos cursos que elas demandaram e não a gente que trazia. Tanto a opção, apesar de ser cooperativa de café, também elas fizeram opção em trabalhar prioritariamente o café. E aí, diante dessa opção, a gente foi trabalhando, né, levando evolução, cursos, cada vez mais cursos, aprendizagem, dias de campo, momentos de socialização e constante evolução, sempre de acordo com a necessidade e a vontade do grupo. Para que eu vou trazer algo se o grupo não está solicitando? Dessa forma, não tem pertencimento. E hoje a gente tem assim bastante sucesso no grupo, está tendo bastante, está crescendo cada vez mais, aumentando o número de cooperadas, porque o grupo define o que ele quer, não é a diretoria, não sou eu como coordenadora, o grupo ele tem todo o envolvimento. E temos pessoas no grupo que preferem trabalhar mais a pegada de culinária, outros mais apegados de artesanato e a grande maioria o café, principalmente junto a essas outras atividades. Para mim, dar certo grupos de gênero é trazer aquilo que eles querem, sempre trabalhando assim com um profissional, coordenando, animando, traçando metas de curto, médio e longo prazo e ir trabalhando paralelas para poder o grupo sempre ter coisas pequenas sendo resolvidas e assim vai estar sempre sendo estimulado. E sempre um projeto também maior a longo prazo para ter aquele objetivo sempre a ser alcançado e assim que conseguir ir traçando novos.
Sou a Julênia Lopes, sou de Carangola, Matas de Minas, e fui tesoureira há muito tempo da associação chamada Centro Comunitário Rural de Conceição, que ajudava as famílias da comunidade aqui a ter acesso à assistência médica, assistência odontológica, e a gente começou a trabalhar a questão do café e também numa oportunidade de uma renda extra para poder as pessoas esperarem um pouquinho o café madurar, começamos a trabalhar com a merenda escolar, né, o programa PNAE. Trabalhamos durante um tempo, até que vimos a necessidade de nos organizar mesmo para poder passar nota fiscal, né, e com isso a gente criou a cooperativa Colabora, da qual sou presidente. Ela foi criada em 2016. Então, nós estamos trabalhando a venda do café cru, torrado e moído, tá? Com a participação das famílias, e nós temos no momento 150 sócios, dos quais 75 são mulheres. Tá? Então a gente vê a necessidade da igualdade, da gente tentar ter de 50% no mínimo de mulheres na nossa cooperativa. A gente vê que essa é uma possibilidade de envolver o trabalho da mulher, porque normalmente a gente vê as cooperativas, as reuniões de cooperativas com muitos homens, né? A maioria os homens e as mulheres não se sentindo participantes. Então, que a gente, na criação da Colabore, já foi para a gente importante o convite deixar a mulher ser ouvida, fazer reuniões. E claro, agora com a pandemia a gente tem evitado as reuniões, mas queremos muito que tenha mais capacitações, tá? Capacitações só para mulheres, capacitações mistas, porque tem hora também para não ficar sendo aquele clube da Luluzinha e o clube do Bolinha, né? Então, dependendo do tema, a gente tentar juntar, e ideal seria meio a meio. E tem aqueles cursos que eu acho muito importante ter só mulheres para elas adquirirem a autoconfiança, né? Melhorar a autoestima de sentir que elas podem, o que às vezes na presença dos homens elas se sentem inibidas, tá? Então são processos, né? Primeiro sozinhas, né? Entre elas, depois vão misturando para a gente chegar nessa igualdade.
So this is amazing, and I'm so grateful for Helga and these beautiful ladies from Brazil. Imagine that Brazil has more than 600 chapter members among their sub-chapters. So they're incredible. And this is a great example on what can be do on these organizations, cooperatives, associations, to create and develop the leadership we need among their own communities to start and to position themselves, to be recognized and find the balance and the way to be leaders in their own community. This is awesome. So I thank you all for this. And Helga is asking me to please inform you that all the win-win program products, the knowledge programs that are being developed right now, they are the cooperatives and association guide, and the learning trade will be available for the IWCA community early July. So if you are interested in have these documents or any other of the documents that we mentioned throughout the convention, please contact us through the website or directly to me or to Jimena. We will be more than happy to provide it to you digitally. So we are a little bit ahead of time, but I think we've been doing great. Our convention is the great excuse to get in touch with each other, to share experience, and to know more about the coffee industry. So I thank you a lot, and I will leave you with another IWCA Global Board member to close today's message. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here today and participating in the IWCA convention. My name is Kurt Hantz, and I'm the founder and CEO of Ampersand Coffee Roasters in Boulder, Colorado. I am also the board treasurer for the IWCA. I'm very honored to be a part of this organization and for the opportunity to support this mission. Sometimes people ask me why I'm supporting the IWCA. My answer is simple. I believe that equality is the pathway to global prosperity. When we cooperate, collaborate, and we are inclusive, we all prosper together. And the IWCA is doing it well. In the spirit of that, please be sure to check out the IWCA chapter member coffee availability list on the IWCA website. Here, you will find contacts to IWCA local chapters if you or anyone you know is interested in the amazing coffee being produced by this group, or if you simply would like to collaborate with this group. You can also find local chapter profiles on the IWCA website where you can learn more about each local chapter. I hope that you enjoyed today's presentation. We are very grateful for Darrin and Helga's contributions today. Thank you so much, Darrin and Helga. Please come back tomorrow for the final day of the IWCA convention, where from 2 to 4 p.m. UTC, we will have exciting updates from the IWCA Global Chapter Network, details from the blockchain pilot program with IWCA Rwanda and IWCA Germany, and a discussion of IWCA programs and partnerships. Thank you for your time and attention, and I wish you a great rest of your day. Thank you.